I move to open the meeting of March 16th at 6:30 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Photo work permits, requiring local upgrades. Wow. Number one is Parsons Lane.
So we have Tony in attendance tonight. Hi, Tony.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tony and I started this project together. Parsons Lane is, the elderly community, and the government allows them, to upgrade septic systems as appropriate. So his firm needed to, was, contracted by the state to, see what's going on the property. The biggest difference from what was then to what is now is that DEP, Department of Environmental Protection, can oftentimes move the border lines of water protected districts. It could be greater, it could be less. In this case, it's less. So back when the original system was put in, it needed a microfast treatment, much like what we just did last week and approved. It's no longer necessary. It's not in the water protection district. So, and we have a field that's working beautifully. So the goal is to remove the microfast system, makes sense, and add a tank.
Okay.
It's almost like just a basic repair. However, it's a big tank, and he'll tell you that. And this is why the engineering has been asked for the variances that would be required. And after the design review came in, has agreed that he will just add the one variance and speak to it tonight. So if you'd like to just tell us about the variances, I think that will clarify everything, but I hope I sort of summarized what's going on, Tony.
Okay. Good evening for the record. Tony Ma, the GCT Associate. On this project at 1 Parsons Lane, currently there is a 2 septic tanks surfacing these developments. The first tank is 6 gallons volume. The second tank is 9,000 gallon volumes. So as the Title V will require a 48-hour storage in the first compartment and then 24 hours storage volume on the second compartment. So the existing tank layout is in reverse. So what we are proposing is remove the 6,000 gallon tank and the 9,000 gallon tank and install a new 10,500 gallon tank, 2 compartments with 24 hours storage in the first compartment and then the 48-hour storage volumes in the first compartment and then 24 hours storage volumes in the second compartment. And the effluents will be filtered with effluent filters. So the combined septic tank will be 10,500 gallons storage. The regulations call for if the tank is sitting in the water tables, it will require a monolithic concrete tank. In this case, monolithic concrete tank normally go up to 2,500 gallons. And in this case, so we need a variance. It's going to be a section tank. We will try to get the solid tub at the bottom and then with the section going up. So in this case, we will need a variant for section 1.06 tank. And because of the septic system is going to be serviced with the existing leaching field, so the tank will be set a little bit lower, and we will have roughly about 4.3 feet of cover over the tank. Title V recommended use no more than 36 inches, and we can make it with the 36 inches covers over the tank. However, they will require additional clearance, and then we will have to break into the water area. So that's one of the waivers we are asking for the Title V.
How many covers? Yeah, how many covers will you bring up to grade? My only concern is at that depth, being able to properly clean the tank if you've got them, 8-9 feet apart.
We always, for housing authority project, we always bring up all the open covers to the grade.
Okay.
The finished grade.
Okay, thank you. All right, seeing no further questions,
Can I just ask Tony, two compartment tank, you're gonna, obviously gonna have to seal it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just in past tanks being put together, the seals are watertight if done correctly. I would ask that extra caution be taken when they are sealed together, so that no obvious pieces of cement or rock are in that sealant, which eventually would provide penetration of water into the tank. So I just want to make sure that when they're put together, they're sealed correctly, which usually the installer will do. But I don't even know who the installer is yet. So just put that in the back of your mind when we both talk to this project moving forward, please.
This is a state-funded, DHCD-funded project. On our standard specification, it will call for watertight testing on the septic tank itself. So we will definitely enforce the contractors to do the water test before they operate it.
Exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you, Tony. You guys should...
seeing no further questions, I'd like to get a motion to approve the variances 1, 2, and 3 for number 1 Parsons Lane.
I move to accept the local upgrades and variances noted in items 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. I look forward to working with you on this.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thanks.
All right, reapprove as is with no changes, 202 Franklin Street. Well, if we're reapproving, there are no changes?
No, it's already an approved plan. So I looked at it and I don't see anything different.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry, can I get a motion to reapprove? I'm sorry, I'm spacing out. 202 Franklin Street as is with no changes?
Sure, I move to reapprove 202 Franklin Street as there are no changes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Brian Kling is Inspector of Animals for Halifax. Nobody's got an issue with that, right, Bob? Nobody in town, anyways?
No, he's great. We did have some conversation as to where, when, and how his pay scale might or could be increased at this point in time. I mean, it's just not fiscally possible within the budget. Any services that I can provide that then I'll help him out with, or we'll tap into the animal inspectors. So
Okay.
we're lucky to have him. He's a good resource.
With that being said, could I get a motion to approve Brian Kling as the Inspector of Animal for Halifax?
I move to approve Brian Kling as the Inspector of Animals for Halifax.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, I would like to introduce Candace Green, who wants to talk about the summer.
Yeah. So, now that the pandemic is quieting down, I've been sort of thinking about ways that we could be out in the community and doing more sort of for the community as a Board of Health. And I was thinking, so I know that the Beautification Committee has this upcoming vendor event, and I was thinking that maybe it might be nice to have a Board of Health table where we provided some information for summer safety issues like mosquitoes, water safety, sun safety, bike helmets, just something to sort of provide some information for the community and sort of be out there. And I'd be happy to run that. I was just wondering what your guys' thoughts were on that.
I think that's a great idea.
And we could
Not
get some
many towns do
resources.
even see the Board of Health out and about.
Well, you know, obviously throughout COVID, it was
Yeah.
a little bit tough. And I always say prevention is the best medicine.
Yeah.
I'd rather be proactive than reactive. So Candace, first, thank you for adding this to our agenda. I think it really shows the importance of having a licensed medical professional on a Board of Health.
Thanks, Bob.
Because it's a, much needed and shows the things that, so when I was in Marshfield, I had to write didn't have to, but I found out some information that Marshfield had the highest skin cancer rate in Massachusetts. A lot of white Americans, living in Marshfield, fun in the sun. And then, like, that stemmed into not only what you alluded to, sunscreen, but food safety. You know, you have a cooler that's sitting in the sun that the ice is already melted in. It's 100 degrees out, and now your chicken salad sandwich has been baking for 4 hours, and all of a sudden you get sick. You go back to the yard, and your potato salad's been sitting on the table for that long, and all of a sudden you get sick. There are so many points to fun in the sun, water safety. Last year I did put out a water safety thing for everybody because drownings were, just like so prevalent every time I turned around.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it on the news and I'm mortified because it doesn't take long and you don't need a lot of water. That's not the deepest pond in the world. It's also not the most turbulent pond out there. But there's jet skis that come flying by. There's, people get distracted and it only takes a brief period of time. So the more we can do to push out that message, I just think is critically important to our roles as public health people.
And then there's also, so when we come into the town hall, there's like pamphlets on some of that information too. So that could be something that
We could have
is
there.
just on the table.
Yeah. I think that's great.
I've even, actually, this week I ordered some new tick information pamphlets.
Perfect.
The little cards that you can hear people. We have some,
Okay.
but there's a couple of new species of ticks in the area, just so you
Just what
know.
we needed after COVID.
So I
was
wanted
new
to
tick
try to upgrade. And I might even have promotional things that we could I know I have
some stuff.
information, but even just a poster that says, okay,
Cool.
here's what we do, how we do it.
All right, awesome. So I just wanted to get your guys' blessing on that, and I will move forward and send an email about getting us a table and any thoughts or topics that you guys think we can. I know a lot of organizations offer free pamphlets and information and things, so I'll see what we can get to have on there. But I was thinking for this time of year, like summer topics would be good, like sunscreen and water safety, things like that.
Definitely.
Cool. All right, I will get that in motion.
I was thinking too, like even maybe we could put together like a basket to raffle off or something.
Oh, that would be good.
Like if we put some sunscreen in it and the bug
yeah.
spray, some other, and then I have a backpack sprayer. and I do that all natural mosquito spraying, so maybe we
Cool.
could put that in there as like include in the basket, like
Awesome.
one free spray
Spray.
in your yard or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd
sounds
be
great.
great.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can do on prevention,
Right.
because we don't want to react if we don't have, we'll obviously have to react, but each time we can just stop one more thing is
As
Our goal.
Styles Law always says in the radio, I can't think of my first name, but on his commercial, it always says it's better to be proactive so you don't have to be reactive.
It's very hard chasing the ball after it's going down the hill.
Yeah.
Awesome. And a raffle's a great idea because then that'll get people to come over to the table and engage a little bit. I like that
Right.
idea. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. All right, cool. So it's a couple weeks away. I'll get moving on that and see what I can get for pamphlets. And maybe I'll email Peggy and see what you guys have in the office that maybe we could put out too.
Sure. And usually, we get a lot of community support from the establishments.
Okay.
Walmart might, donate a little bit of, sunscreen. We'll keep it
Okay.
under the ethical limits that are allowed for a donation. And then it could be Stop and Shop. It might be a gift certificate, Rodney's this or that. So,
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't pressure anybody, but certainly if they know what we're going to do, maybe we can get a cool little basket that also involves the whole community.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Back to the beaver talk. How's our beaver friend doing?
Well, we're not going to spend the whole night on this, okay? Although we potentially could. So, at this point in time, just so you know the area that we're talking about right now, it's the Burgess Pond area, okay? The beaver population in southeastern Massachusetts has grown exponentially from where it was. Well, except for where it really was, like 100 and something years ago, until furriers and whatever dwindled that beaver population. That's why Abington actually has a beaver on their hat. But anyway, that's just a fun fact. So, the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife manages that area, which is, the land is owned by Halifax and Hanson, but they're in charge of protecting the environment there. So, there's been several beaver lodges and beaver dams that are now backing up the water supply that's been to levels high enough to affect Hanson and flows downstream from the, it's the Brockton Dam, okay? So now we don't have water going downstream. We have too much water going that way, and we don't have water that would normally or could normally flow out of Westmont-Ponset down that area, which turns into, can be cyanobacteria, can be mosquitoes, can be a lot of other issues. So I'm working again with DEP, full approval, Wildlife Division, full approval, and the step where we're at now, because wildlife has eradicated the beavers that they feel necessary, is to break down some of the beaver dams, but Brockton needs to be able to open up their dam, or that dam, so that it will flow, and then the herring will be able to come up the river, because right now they can't, but they can only open it in proportion so that you don't flood everything downstream, That dam has been, that's the Brockton Dam, a concern to the Board of Health and all of the surrounding communities that are part of the water district area for years. Because Brockton doesn't want to maintain it.
Right.
In 64, when they signed their contract, basically, they'll do what they have to do, but really haven't done the maintenance on that dam, which I was part of this fall when we were having those torrential downpours. We had suggested not only do they divert waters from east into either the Jones River or Silver Lake, but get it out the back end of Montponset, and they were like, yeah, but we really can't open the dam, and we've been hearing that for years. This almost forces the issue because the conservation departments of both towns and the Board of Health of both towns can issue an emergency permit that will go out to the Brockton Water Department that says you need to open that dam.
And they can't refuse?
Well, that gives us the teeth and Division of Fisheries. Yeah, they pretty much, you know, puts them at a place where can't tell them it's total repair, but this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
I have the orders of condition. I spoke with Kathy Evans from Conservation today and showed her exactly what it is. I was out with Gordon Andrews and walked out to the site, happened to meet Division of Fisheries while they were there, and got extensive knowledge on, you know, the best and appropriate means of being able to handle any kind of beaver situation anywhere else in the town that we might have. And again, you know, sometimes you have to take your either personal opinion or emotions and just follow the laws, the rules, and the regulations, which is another thing that I preach all the time, in accordance with what can and cannot be done with any remediation of any problem that we face as a Board of Health. So I just want to bring everybody on board in an update to say it's all moving forward, and right now we're lucky it's actually not costing us anything either. The other sites that happen to be on town, we'll have discussion at a different meeting, but this will certainly be a good move, you know.
Is it the potential for a cost or no?
Not on this one.
Okay.
Not on this one. The one that's down on Wood Street, maybe. Because it's down on Wood, and then the Cranberry owner and N-Star last year down off of Laurel Road that were having issues. So N-Star had to agree to it, which took a few years. The Cranberry owner paid for it because it was on his property, but we had to issue the special permit. That's where it falls into places that the Board of Health is the one who can issue the special permit. If it's during furrier season, the same as hunting a deer or a turkey or whatever, there's certain traps that can be used. If it's outside of that season, there's other traps that they use. But they still need an emergency permit from the Board of Health, okay? So, you know, there's, it's a multifaceted area that can either cost the town money, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a beaver, may cost the homeowner money, or in this case, we're learning a lot and it's not costing us any money. So hopefully moving forward, again, prevention is the best medicine. You know, we can either put strategies in place and or get thinking as to, well, you know, what we have to do. But the here and now is, let's get this one under the belt, and you know, they're not gonna destroy the world overnight. You know,
Right.
so hopefully that just brings you up to date on beavers without going into all the discussions that I've had with every agency I possibly can.
All right, wellness clinics.
Yay,
I think we had one.
she's on board, went over well. We've got a lot of discussion and things are moving forward. The addition of a public health nurse, even though she's still onboarding, can't get to the Maven stuff yet, but she's already digging in, so
Awesome.
there's a plus.
How's COVID doing?
Okay, it's actually doing very well numbers-wise. Okay, we've seen significant drops. I guess the only caution I would put out is that the pandemic is not over, okay? There are still positive cases, hospitalizations way down, you know, but there's still, I don't want it not to be in the minds of, back of the minds of people. Let's not just like pretend pandemic ended. Pandemic is probably going to, endemic level, barring any new variant, like I talked about last time, that may or may not disturb us. So, yes, things are going down, things are looking great. Let's just stay the course, and I think if you just use what we've been preaching the whole time, we should find our way out of this.
Right, to be signed, we've already signed. So, all right, permits. I'd like to get a motion to approve the following permits. 431 Thompson Street, drilling permit, 2022 by West End Drilling. Mr. Perfection, Inc., doing business as Loco Larry's Tacos, 2022 seasonal mobile food truck permit. Stephen Burt's Ice Cream Truck, 2022 ice cream truck permit. Mike Wood, Blackbrook General Contact. What?
Contracting.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is a diseased installer's permit.
Typo.
All right, well, we're gonna skip that. Well, that's why I was, yeah. All right.
But he has been a licensed installer in town, and he just resubmitted, so.
Can
no,
we-
he's not dead, I'm currently,
Okay. Joseph Webby Engineering, 2022 soil evaluators permit. And Mark Nodone, Bridge Home and Septic, 2022 Title V inspector's permit.
Can we adjust that?
yes.
All except for
So it
number
should just-
four.
Mike Wood, how about if you just
Septic?
say 2022 installer's permit? Or add the word alive.
Can we vote on it where it's written improperly?
We can,
Can we just vote
once we.
verbally say?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And then the signed permit will be
Yeah.
done. So, yeah, that's,
I move to approve the permits as listed, noting, or listed as 1 through 6, noting the amendment to Mike Wood, Blackbrook General Contracting 2022 installer's permit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty. I'd like,
Do we need to affirm the bills? Do we do that or no?
well, we just signed that, so
Okay.
that always confuses me. We don't have to.
We don't have to vote on the bills to be paid, right? We just sign?
yeah, we just sign on those.
Okay.
So if you
Could
see
I-
anything there, then you can bring it up as discussion, but they're all normal bills.
Well, I want to know why we're paying Bob. Oh wait, we didn't affirm the bills paid.
That's what I said.
I thought you were
That's what I
saying
just
the
said.
following was
I said, do we
signed.
need to affirm the bills?
Oh, I was
That's what
thinking down
asking.
here.
I'm pretty
We
sure Bob
don't
would,
make
Kelly
sure
would
you
like to
don't
get
have
paid.
All right, could I get a
Minus
motion
those
to
20 hours
affirm?
a year, Kelly.
Exactly.
Yeah, the 19 and a half.
Payroll for the week ending March 12th. Robert Valerie, Health Agent. Margaret Seltzer, Administrative Assistant. Kelly Dwyer, Secretary. Brian Kling, Animal Inspector.
I move to affirm the payroll for the week ending March 12th as read 1 through 4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? No.
Just making sure.
I'm looking for a motion to close the meeting at 7:01 p.m.
I move to close the meeting at 7:01 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much for everyone who attended this evening.